أبي كل البشر يدرون أحبك وأعشقك بجنون.
What's going on, guys? Flex the Master here, man. Kwasi Media. You know what? We have a 180 frame animation in front of us. I know you're looking at the screen going, well, there's nothing on the screen. It's because we're going to do a breakdown of one of the actual shots from the upcoming short film to show you guys basically what you saw in the title, description, and also on the thumbnail, how animation works. Now, in this case, I have a what I call flash planes. Okay, they pop up whenever the character pops up. So what I'll do is I'll take those characters out and get to that place where they're going to pop up. So let's do that real fast. Let me see, make sure my thing's not done. Okay, so zooms in, boom. Okay, so here's the planes. They pop up. All right, so let me go back. They are moving out quickly. So now when we come out of here, all you're seeing now is, let me go to the plane. You're just seeing two planes that actually have a procedural texture on them. So one of the things that I want you guys to understand is when doing animation, you have to think about, a lot of people looking at stuff and say, oh man, that was a cool effect. But a lot of times effects in animation are 2D. They're not 1D because these things are actually billboarded to the camera. So if I move the camera, they'll stay with the camera. Okay, they have a constraint on them, but not going to get into that too deep. So here's the animation. I'm going to go ahead and bring Zelker and Inari back real quick. And because this is one of my clips, it's already done. I just don't want to lose the information. So I'll press play, let it run. So one of the things that I want you guys to understand is when animating, one of your main issues, one of the main deals is figuring out, see how they're under there? See, they're there. So when they zip up, they're going to come up to the top. They pop up. Now I'm going to turn the effects off real quick. Okay, so excuse me, we're going to look at just Zelker for the moment. So I'll go ahead and click him so it goes to his body. Now he's making specific actions because he's looking. Again, I'm painting it. Okay. All right. So a lot of times what happens is people think that animation is just a simple click, push, move, or whatever. So it's going to the animation tab, and his actions. Where do I have his actions? So there's an action here on this NLA editor right here where you see my mouse is spinning is the non-linear animation editor. Okay, I have him popping up here. So it's just two keyframes, and then it goes along, and then he starts his actions as the camera moves toward him. So let me make sure. Click him. Get over. It's not gonna click. Go to him. Oh, it's already done. Never mind. So as he's making his move, I'll play through it. Yeah. So understand that when I first started working on this animation, I'm gonna go into his skeleton real fast. It's already open. As a matter of fact, that's why I didn't do it. So when I press it, all of these keyframes are here. Okay. So this is what I'm having to deal with now. I know you might say it might not be a lot, and in comparison to what I usually do, it isn't a lot. However, think about if you had to sit down and this was something you had to play with. This is something that you had to do. Now, this is all the keyframes, okay? And I can go in and clean it up where there's not a lot of stuff that is not necessary. But the keyframes that tend to pop up are the ones that are only being used. But nonetheless, it gets a little crazy. So anyone making a statement that it should have been like this, should have been like that, has never animated before. We clearly know that, but that's not where I'm coming from when I bring this up. My point in bringing this up is that I want you guys to understand that in animation, one of your biggest issues and one of your biggest trials is figuring out the pacing. So this is at 24 frames a second, okay? So I found my pacing. I know what I wanted to do. His head lifts up, the head goes up, because they just arrived at Rith, okay? And they're doing with something that they were told to do by Data. He turns. So my mindset was he's going to turn. Let's go back to the camera. He's going to turn. Push this down. He's going to turn. He's going to look. go about, it's like, okay, what's going on? All right, because again, here, the mindset was I wanted the character, when you looked at him, I want you to know that he was looking. So my mindset was, if it was me, how would I move? So I'm like, okay, I probably would turn, put my fist up, because I'm like preparing myself. And I'm gonna look the other way, probably put it down and halfway cock up the other one, or stay in the position I was in when I originally looked back to the point that I started at. So one of the main issues that I find for animating lately, not when I first began. When I first began, it was difficult because I didn't understand the pacing that well. But over time, I've become more comfortable with the pacing, and I realize more and more how I need to go about doing it. So let's turn this on. And again, because I turned the fog off, let's turn the fog back on. All right, I believe all of my settings are on. Yep. So with that being said, this is one of those things where, you know, you get to see it, and this is what it looks like fully rendered out. So there's no, I'm saying rendered out, my bad. It's what it looks like in with all of the settings and everything on, because I have a volume shader in there and it's giving this fog or whatever. But again, see Inari, she's doing her thing, she's looking, she crossed her arms. There's no unnatural movement. There's no, well, this is not something a human would do. These are things that people will do. People don't move a lot. And when they do, there are very specific motions, and you have to take expression. Even when you're talking, you might move one hand the whole time you're talking, not your whole body. You're not leaning forward, turning sideways, unless it's something that you're passionate about or something that's just really caught your attention or your ear, your eye. So in animating, if I may really fast, one of the main things that I've come to realize that when I'm animating something, like right here, his head is up. Okay, so let's go back down to here. Let's click where it's at. Okay, so that keyframe, am I in the right thing? Yeah, those keyframes, that particular keyframe, is it? No, that's hers. That's why it didn't work. Here we go, right here. Okay, so that particular keyframe, when he's looking up, starts at frame 30. So as it's going over, by the time he gets to 45, he's looking up. Then it's slowly canting back. Okay, so I was thinking, how many frames do I need for that? And this is roughly, I want to say 15 frames. So you're looking at, then as he does this, he's looking where he's going back to that original position, and I snap it back real fast. This is why there's 2 frames there. So in doing this, I had to figure out my pacing. Now I intend to do a video where I just do an animation. I want to do like a little mini kind of hand-to-hand combat animation, show you guys where I've come from and where I am. But I just wanted you to see the progress and the difference between where I was and where I am, and realize like, hey, thank you for your patience, thank you for your support. But the reason for me doing this way, or rather now putting everything into play now and letting everybody see how it looks and where it's going. The reason for that is to get to this point right here. And these are not the only animations in the entire thing. Like when you look at this entire short film, you're gonna go, yeah, he definitely upgraded. He definitely changed the way he does it. I didn't change the shaders because someone said it. I changed the shaders because I intended to do it. I just wanted to know how to do it and have kind of like my own idea of how I wanted my people to look. I did not want them to have the traditional anime look because it's already like in existence. So I thought the idea was to make your own thing and kind of, or take something and adapt it to make it your own. Even this environment for this particular scene, I sat down and thought out how I wanted it to look. Wait, how did I want it to be lit? Because my thing was I have to watch this, and I watch it just like you would watch it. I don't just look at it and go, well, man, I should have done that. I don't even care about it after that. Once I drop the episode, I'm like, boy, that's fire right there. Like, man, I can't wait to see what happens next. And I'm the one making it. So that's the thing that I realized, like a lot of people are failing to see when I drop this stuff. So nonetheless, man, I don't want to talk your ear off anymore. I just wanted to show you the process, not necessarily do any animating. Okay, I'm going to do a video for that. It's going to be a little bit different, but I just wanted everybody to see the process. And the reason why I'm loading this up now, because I'm still working on a short film and I want to keep my channel rolling. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know, hey, I'm still here. I'm still dropping content. So with that being said, man, don't forget to comment. Do not look at the video and don't comment. Freaking comment. Say what you like. Say what you want to see. based on the series, not based on what you think the series is, based on what the series actually is. And outside of that, that's it. So talk to you guys later. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you choose to share it, so be it. And hey, be safe, keep your mind together, number love.